We're here to give you a formal introduction to this presentation.
Formal, get it? That's why we wore our tuxedos.
They get it.
Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. This is actually not a news story. We're going to do a special where we are going to talk to you about doing your own research and what that means and how to do it. So recently there was a post on Reddit which was really cool, and I'm going to give this guy credit. His name is Adam SC1. This was posted in the ETH originally in the ETH subreddit, and you know, I just think that this is really cool, and I want to turn this into a video for a lot of you guys. Is the markets are really starting to wake up. People are starting to flux back into cryptocurrency. You may be a person who's new, and you may hear this phrase all the time: "Do your own research." This is not financial advice. Do your own research. If I had a dime for every time I heard that, I don't know what the rule is if I'm supposed to say it every time. It's in my video description. So you can check it out down there if you're interested in seeing me say this is not financial advice. But at the end of the day, do your own research means that your decisions fall on you. Your risk and your responsibility within cryptocurrency rests on you. It doesn't rest on someone you're listening to. It doesn't rest on me. It does not rest on someone on Twitter, even though they may convince you they know what they're talking about. You have to do your own research to know anything that you need to know about a coin before you make an investment. And I think it's good to put really people who are investing into crypto into two categories. The first category would be someone who wants to make money and is willing to risk and gamble. That's one person. If that's you, then you know what? If you've got money to burn and you just want to throw it in like you're throwing on a roulette table in Vegas, then have at it. Just go find some coins and have a little, a few Satoshis and throw it in there and see what happens. The second category are those of you who you don't have a ton of disposable income. You don't have money to just throw away. So you need to be smart about your investments, and you need to make sure that you have every piece of information that you can possibly have in order to make the right calls. So the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to, and once again, this is only my opinion, none of this in this video is financial advice, but what you have to do is you'll see on Twitter or you'll see on Instagram or you'll see on YouTube people talking about coins, and then it's up to you to not take their word for it, but then take that coin and go plug it into Google, plug it into Reddit, and do the research yourself. So this post right here says, anytime the market rising, people flock to cryptocurrency looking for the next big win, and we constantly tell others what the best opportunity is. Because in many countries, the cryptocurrency market is not a regulated industry. It is one ripe with manipulation and scams. My team here at Cryptocurrency subreddit regularly has to ban professional manipulation groups, sometimes as large as 800 members, who have been paid to promote a project. We see that all the time in crypto. That's why you have to be careful when you're listening to people, because you don't know if they're being paid to tell you about a coin or if they just really like the coin. So given this, it is important to be able to do your own research, and so I've assembled this handy guide for you, and this guide is awesome. So some tools that may be useful. Coincheckup.com. So Coincheckup.com has more information than CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is, of course, the biggest one. It's probably the one most people use to, on videos to show you what's happening with the markets. It gives a quick rundown. Coincheckup.com is a little more in-depth, and you can find some more information on there. As you see on our videos, we use CoinMarketCap.com. For the most part, that's what I use in my personal, in my investing and things like that. But CoinCheckup.com is another one you can check out. Delta Portfolio Tracker or Blockfolio, those are both obviously portfolio trackers that you can use. I've used CoinTicker quite a bit. I like it pretty well. It doesn't always have the smaller cap coins on it like I like. They have to update, every few weeks to add them on, but it's good. So disclaimers: crypto is not an investment strategy. Crypto is highly volatile and highly risky. Any money in it could crash. So you have to keep that in mind if you're trying to put money in to pay off your house or to make money to pay your mortgage. That's probably not the best advice. If you're looking to invest into something that down the road could turn into something financially lucrative for you, then that's good. But you can don't risk what you can't afford to lose. That's a pretty good motto to go by. So, of course, he says following information is not financial advice. And this is a guide on how to perform research. So, step 1, understand your risk profile. A lot of people advocate for users purchasing cryptocurrencies and tokens that are low cap, 10 million to 100 million, because they have the most opportunity to grow. So, the problem with that is that some of those coins are going to totally disappear. So if that's your strategy, is investing in a bunch of small micro cap coins, then, you could go to zero very quickly. However, if you invest in solid projects, obviously the big ones that are on Coinbase, Neo is another one that's pretty solid, IOTA, EOS, those that are in your top 10, those are pretty safe picks. Monero, right outside the top 10, is another good one. So there are a lot of good ones to invest in, and your risk is less. Yes, your opportunity to get the most gains may not be as high as with some lower cap coins, but it's safer. So once again, this is which category do you fall in? The risky category, or do you fall in you're investing for your future category? And, it's just what you have to think about. If you want to gamble, then hey, go all in smaller cap coins. So a lot of people would be satisfied with 7 to 12% annual return. People with stocks are happy with a 3 or 4% return in crypto. Oh, I'd be super depressed if for the year that's all I made. So these people are also willing to lose all of their investment, and they have different risk profiles. So the whole thing is you just have to understand what is your risk profile. And it just goes back to this. Are you willing to gamble higher? Are you willing to purely gamble for higher gains? Or are you willing to be smart? And that's not to say the gambler isn't smart in his own right, but are you willing to put in the work to do the research, to find those diamonds in the rough and invest whatever you have available and be, if you get 20% gains on the year, you're happy with that. Now, over 3 or 4 years, it could balloon into much more. So, step 2, identify new coins. There are 3 ways to generally discover new coins: bitcointalk.org, coins mentioned here on the subreddit cryptocurrency, coins listed on coincheckup.com, newly added. You have to take this advice with a grain of salt. What I like to do is on Twitter, I follow a lot of people that make calls on small coins or new ones coming out. Miss Natoshi is a great one to follow. You can join her Vikings group, and she calls on a lot of smaller coins. But once again, it's you see the coin, you see people saying, "Hey, I think this is a good coin," and then you take that symbol and you go research it, and you find out, okay, is this person shilling me, or is this really a good coin? So, how I rule out coins. One of the first things I do in examining new projects is find really strict criteria to remove the projects from the list. So this is this guy's personal list who came up with this post. And he says everyone should come up with their own list of things that you void out. So basically, you want to have a certain set of criteria to where you will not buy a coin if it matches any of those. So he doesn't buy coins in industries he doesn't understand. He doesn't buy coins in regulated industries. Doesn't buy coins that are inactive in communication on social media. That's definitely one of mine. I don't buy coins that are registered in countries where I can't validate that a corporate entity. Just be careful about being scammed. I don't buy coins if I can't find their executives on LinkedIn and validate it's a real profile. For instance, you may recall Ryan Gosling's stock photography picture was found on a staff website or a developer page for a coin. So there's a lot of scams out there. I don't buy coins that spam low-quality partnerships on the subreddit. If a coin is building technology, I won't buy it unless there's a detailed technical paper or a white paper. If a coin had a pre-ICO with a discount, I tend not to buy it. I've never bought a pre-ICO myself. I don't buy coins if I wouldn't use them as a customer. Come up with a list that covers a few different areas. Safety. Make sure that you're using something that you feel like is secure. Credibility. They have a good social media team. Their developers are on their website and so forth. Make sure that it has a use case. Make sure you understand what it does. Those are all things that you should put on your void list. And, the specifics don't have to all be the same, but just come up with something that works for you. So then you do the detailed research. First and foremost, I read the white paper and then I ask myself the following questions. Would I use this as a customer? Would I pay that price as a customer? Does the project require a new technology to be built? If I look at the team behind the project, do they have a previous track record? Have they run a successful company previously? What happened to that company? Does this team have the ability to build this technology? Are their engineers published in the industry? Do they have product managers? Is it clear how the project will get users, customers? Why are they using the blockchain? Does it add value here? What are the pros and cons of the blockchain? And watch out for absolutist claims. Like if they say we will be the greatest or something like that, who knows what they're going to do. So when you're reading a white paper, it can get like really long and daunting. And so, not financial advice, I don't believe you always have to read the white paper word for word. You can find other places that summarize it. And if you trust those places, then, you can go with that. If you don't have anybody you feel like you can trust on giving you accurate description of what's in a white paper, then yeah, go to the white paper. But, if only people invested in crypto that understood all of the white papers for all these coins, then we're never going to grow, guys. I've said it before in videos. The barrier to entry to crypto has to be lower. And therefore, I think that, everybody who's investing in crypto is not going to be able to understand a white paper. So just do the best you can to understand it. At least look at it. At least make sure that they have one. I do suggest skimming over it. I've read several white papers start to finish. But, of course, other ones I just kind of skim for the good stuff. I know what to look for. I know what I'm looking for in it. So, take that for what it's worth. So after he's asked himself all these questions, if it is an already launched project, I check out the coin's detail page on Coin Checkup. For example, the Bitcoin page. So just go look at the charts, basically what he's saying, and then go to the, he basically just here explains how he researches the charts. He basically looks at the engineering development. He looks at the information on the CEO and the team. He looks at the markets to see which markets it's on. That's really big. Here's an example. I went to buy a coin today, and I was going to buy it on Fork Delta, and because that's the only exchange that was listed for this coin that I knew I could buy it on and I had used before. And I went there, and I didn't even look at the volume. And so the volume was only like $5,000 for this coin over the last 24 hours. And so I had this buy order in, and it never got bought. I ended up having to cancel it. I went to another exchange, and that exchange had $100,000 worth of volume for that coin over the last 24 hours. So the volume is pretty important to make sure that you're on an exchange you can use, and number two, that has good volume on it for the coin you're looking at. So then he looks at the charts, make sure it has a growing and steady turnover. It's easy to get trapped at a bad price in a currency that has low volume. So you got to be careful about that. It says once he goes over those pieces of information, he'll usually check out the subreddit of the project, which is very similar to, checking out the social media, making sure they have an active subreddit, and ask myself questions like, are they constantly announcing partnerships, etc.? If so, what will those partnerships do for me? Are they legit? If they are frequent, low-quality posts, I assume they are just trying to pump the market and I'll avoid it. This is huge. This one right here is really big to me. I've talked about it a lot. Are the users hostile towards people who are critical of the project or who are asking the questions? If it is a brainwashed, angry subreddit that can't have any questions, I usually try and avoid. You don't want to get sucked into a negative community. That's my personal feelings on it. I could name some. I'm not going to do it, but I think that's huge. So make sure, I'll shout out again. I shouted out before. Basic Attention Token's got an awesome subreddit. Poet has an awesome subreddit. Nano has an awesome subreddit. So there's a bunch of subreddits that are really cool that, you can get involved in the community, and it's fun to be in there. I know there's others. I know I'm leaving a bunch out, but there's definitely some that stay away from, in my opinion, but I'm not going to tell them because if I do, they're going to attack me again like they always do. So Does their team's marketing communication people respond to a post in a genuine fashion, or is there a lot of marketing language with no real answer? So basically, are they transparent? Are they dancing around the question, or are they, just telling you the advice? Final tips. Find the next big coin is overrated. When you weigh up the risk, the odds are better that a diverse set of coins would be better. So I definitely agree with this. If you're going to look into like a microcap coin and invest a lot in it, or anything like, let's just say 60 and up on CoinMarketCap, you're putting a lot of risk into one coin. And the chance of that one coin being the one that is the next coin that moons, is pretty low. I mean, they're not all mooning every single day. Some do. So it's better probably to invest in a diversified lot of coins that all have technologies you believe in. That's what I do. Most of my coins I believe in strongly. I've got some that, I think they're going to go up. We'll see. I don't know if they'll go up or not. But of course, in a bull market, pretty much everything does. So that's kind of what I'm resting on. I'm more willing to risk on the smaller coins in the bull market, obviously. In the bear market, I'm really sticking to the top 20. Maybe go down to top 50 for some coins, but really sticking to the top 20 in the bear market. And in the bull market, I'll risk a little bit and, weigh out the risk versus reward. So I hope this has been helpful. I really like this this post here. And, the important thing is this may or may not be a good strategy for you. You may not, and you can find this, like I said, on the cryptocurrency subreddit. If you just go to r/cryptocurrency within Reddit, you'll be able to find this post. It's right at the top right now. Maybe later on in the month it won't be. But I already gave you his username, so you can look his username up and find the post. But here's the thing. What I really want to show you guys about this is he has a real strategy. And that's what you have to have. You have to have a real strategy for how you're investing. I've got kind of a, I don't have like a very specific one way that I invest, but in the different ways that I invest, I'm very methodical. I'm very methodical about what I'm doing. I think about what I'm doing ahead of time. And, I know that there are certain coins I'm willing to risk. I know there are certain ones I'm going to hold. I know there are certain ones I'm just going to try to day trade. And I know that buying the coin. I know when I buy the coin what I'm going to try to do with it. And of course, things can change. If I buy a coin to hold, but then all of a sudden it spikes way up, I know it's going to come back down. So I'm going to go ahead and sell it and then rebuy it and hopefully get some more down the road. So, like I said, I hope this has been helpful. In all of our coin reviews that we're doing, we're trying to show you guys all kinds of different facets of these coins. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to do your own research. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel to watch all our videos. Like this video so more people will get to know about it. Big shout out to Adam SC1, the writer of this post. Big shout out to him. I tried to reply to the post and asked him if he had some social media channels or anything like that he wanted me to help promote. Never got back with me. There's like 250 comments on it, so it's totally understandable. But, I want to give this guy all the credit in the world for making this post, and I think it can be something that a lot of people can take and really use and benefit from it. So that was your daily crypto news.